What's good, interweb? Your man Q, aka The Geek, back again. And you know, I wanted to get on here and do another What You Should Be Role-Playing, which is the monthly what games are coming out that might pique your interest in the role-playing game genre. But look, it's been 1, 2, 3, 4. We're already in the 4th month, so we already a quarter of the damn year down, y'all. So it's no point. I mean, well, technically we're not a quarter, we a third. Let's excuse my math. I'm excited because why should I sit here and talk about just what's going on in April when the end of December, January, especially February and March has brought in some of the best games we've seen in a long time, especially on the role-playing game circuit. Just in a couple of weeks, here in April, on April 23rd, we're gonna be getting Eiyuden Chronicles, 100 Heroes, which is the 2D, kind of looks HD 3D-ish, but they probably can't copy off of Square Enix stuff. Them boys over there at Konami has made a spirit successor to one of their fan favorite games, Suikoden, or Suikoden, you know, it's depending on how you wanna, you know, pronounce it. And again, that game's gonna be dropping out in a few months. We're gonna have 100 heroes, which the original Suikodens had. You had 108 star heroes that you'll be able to play with. The game drops for PlayStation 4, 5, I think it comes out for PC and Xbox if I'm not mistaken, and Nintendo Switch, believe it or not. So I know we're all sour that the first Suikoden and Suikoden 2, the HD remaster that was supposed to come out, can you believe it, at Tokyo Game Show 2 years ago, we didn't get those, but this game looks like it's going to be really good. Also, did I mention they got black characters in the game? I mean, I know that one's in a couple of, but the lead heroine is, you know, is a sister, and they got like a main black dude in there too. So I was gonna get the game anyway, but that just that's Konami, that warms my heart. I just gotta see how the characters is actually going to be. And then a couple days later, Stellar Booty drops. Excuse me. Stellar Blade drops, and regardless of what people are crying and talking about, I mean, I think the game is going to be pretty good. And it's not just because of the breasts and the cheeks. I think that the game is going to be pretty good because, well, sex sells. And seriously, y'all, like, when do we get so damn sensitive? What we see Eve doing on Stellar Blade is no more than what you see each day when you go to IG. I literally just seen some more shown on IG before this video than I did playing the demo of Stellar Blade. The story looks solid, the graphics look clean. I mean, what else do you want? We just want something to complain about in this new modern age of gaming. But those are some of the games to look out for that are dropping this month. But just last month and in February, look what we've had. We've already had, starting off in the beginning of the year, was Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, which is the spirit successor. Well, it's not really a successor, it's like the sequel to merging the Yakuza games 6 and 7 together, where we have two of the best heroes from the series with 100 and something mini games, 150 plus hours of gameplay. And for those of y'all who played the original Yakuza Like a Dragon, you know that 100 hours in Yakuza can easily equal 200 hours of gameplay, and you still not getting the platinum trophy. Also, another 100-hour game that dropped later or earlier this year was Persona 3 Reload, which dropped and sold over 1 million copies in its first week, just like a Dragon did. And y'all be talking about Sega dead. Sega is probably one of the best third-party companies out there. And I like how they operate is because a lot of games is under the Sega umbrella and you don't even know it. You're like, oh yeah, well, Atlus is under, yeah, Atlus is under the Sega brand. There was a little beef about controversy during that time. We didn't get a chance to get the female character, the female protagonist like we did for PSP, but I mean, I really don't know what else to say with that. Just from a game, indie game developer type of mindset, that's could not be easy to do, especially when you're drawing a deadline and you're trying to push something out. Personally, I would love to see some anything about Persona 6, but Persona 3 Reload, I didn't get a chance to play the PlayStation Portable version. I'm excited about it and have been enjoying the time that I have been playing it, but I will say, if I had the option to play as a female character, this go around, I probably would have chose to play as a female character. Also, Grandblue Fantasy Relink, the long 10-year game that we first heard and seen about in 2014 when we were just on the mobile, that game dropped and was amazing. I really enjoyed myself and felt that the game was a little too short, to be honest with you. I did want to see more of the prologue and a little bit of stuff that happened afterwards. So hopefully we'll still get a journey into the skies. But in hindsight, I was very happy that, again, it dropped in between Infinite Wealth, Persona 3 Reload, and it also dropped in between Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which, for me, still feels like it's going to be the game of the year, at least so far. It's going to take a hell of a lot of stuff to beat Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, at least in my opinion. From the graphics, from the sound, from the characters, and even from, they cheated though, I will say this, because they still was under this Hinabaru Sakagachi produced game from the Squaresoft days, and they just, you know, tweaked and put in a little bit of, you know, stuff that had to do with, well, I'm not gonna spoil nothing for you, but they put in enough story elements to make it fresh and feel new. However, it's still a tried and true Final Fantasy VII story that we knew and that we love. That's my vote for Game of the Year. Well, I will be voting for that for Game of the Year. I've got about 200 hours in the game. Sincerely, Final Fantasy VII was my favorite PlayStation game and my second favorite game of all time. But with all of the collections and retelling of the story, 7 is, I don't even want to say it because Chrono Trigger is such a classic, but damn, Square Enix, you just left Chrono Trigger to the wayside. I don't understand why. Unicorn Overlord, which is also on the list and I haven't got a chance to play, has dropped, and everybody who loves Unicorn Overlord, well, everybody that played Unicorn Overlord has loved Unicorn Overlord. I just was so wrapped up in some of the games I previously talked about that I hadn't got a chance to really jump into it. I love the way the graphics look. It reminds me of Odin Sphere. For those of y'all who remember the old PlayStation 2 Odin Sphere game, it looks hand in hand, hand-drawn like Odin Sphere, and even some of the battles and things that take place in the game looks just like it. I hadn't got a chance to personally play it, but I did go check a few friends and some people that were streaming it and stuff, and it's definitely something I want to get into. But I just beat Rebirth, and you know, sometimes you got to clean your palate and take a step back when you get a big, juicy, heavy game. Sometimes you gotta breathe a little bit. I like to clean my palate with anime. Sometimes I'll clean it with another type of game, but most of the time I like to, like, when I'm after exhausted from from a massive 100-something hour game, I like to chill out, work on some stuff, and watch some anime. Dragon's Dogma also dropped last month, which Dragon's Dogma 2, excuse me, which looks amazing. And again, this is one of those games that everybody who's played it has had nothing but good things to say about it. When I do get around to playing it, I'm definitely going to make me a lion person, and I normally never ever jump into non-human characters, but I'm gonna say around 2017, 2018, I started taking more liberties with how I play role-playing games, sometimes to give myself a handicap or to see a POV from a different perspective. The first game I ever played as a female protagonist where I had the option was Fire Emblem Three Houses, and it was a hell of an experience. I mean, to be real with you, I do like bailiffs, you know, fishnets, a lot more than I liked the dude, bailiff. The only difference is I liked the POV of dating all the ladies when I was the male bailiff, but that's it. That's a story for another time. And this is only the first quarter, like I was saying, y'all. Visions of Mana is still set to drop in the beginning or somewhere in the mid part of the summer, so maybe between June and July. There's still no official date for that. We also have Metaphor, that Atlas game that looks amazing. That's coming down the pipeline. Mario, Paper Mario, the Thousand Door, that's dropping as well. Saga Emerald Beyond, which also drops in this month of April on the 25th, which I feel is kind of going to get a little lost with Stellar Booty and with 100 Heroes Chronicles. I think the timing might be a little off with that. The game looks cool. It reminds me of Unlimited Saga, which was also in the same world with some of my favorite PlayStation 1 games, which was Saga Frontier. It has that hand-drawn type of coloring, but not really hand-drawn, like a watercoloring art style and a unique battle system. I'm interested in playing this one. The beauty of this one, just like 100 Heroes, they're only $49.99, but it's not so much the money, y'all. It's the time. Also, only like a day or so later, Akira Toriyama's last game that he worked on, Sandland, will be dropping on April 26th. And the game looks very akin to almost every Akira Toriyama style game, from Blue Dragon to Chrono Trigger to Dragon Quest. From what I played and seen of the demo, I will be picking the game up. The only thing is, again, I just named 4 games in April when I'm gonna be able to play them. Also, Shinigami Tensei V Vengeance is set for this year. Also is expected is Blue Protocol, as well as Kingdom Hearts Missing Link and Renatus, which a few of these games don't even have a solid release date yet. Like, if they do get a solid release date, I'll be sure to update everything. But for now, that's what, 10, 15 games that I've just rattled off. And again, y'all, we ain't even to summer yet. We just hit spring on March 21st. So, is this the second golden era of video games? I know we've got the crash. Everybody's being laid off, and games are becoming MIA on our downloaded streaming services, even though we paid for the games. There are no more physical DVDs and Blu-rays at our local Best Buys, and physicals were already endangered species, are now becoming extinct. But with all that being said, and with everything's going on with the state of video games, if you're an RPG, JRPG head, woo, we eating good, y'all. But that's all I got for y'all for this video. Let me know in the comment section below, what do you think? Am I crazy? Could this possibly be the new golden age? Or how about I better phrase it? 2024, the year of RPGs? Let me know in the comment section below. And if you did like this video, do me a favor and hit that like button. I make geekly content here on the channel, all about them RPGs all the time. And if you want to stay up to date with all things said RPGs, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And as always in the web, remember to eat, geek, sleep, repeat. And also, don't forget to check out the archives. 5 p.m. to midnight, 7 hours.
Pure, unadulterated role play.
And as always in the web, remember to eat, geek, sleep, repeat. I'll holler at you on the next one. Peace.